Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry that I am so huffy puffy and it's just like a sweaty mess. My AC is broken in this room and it is hot. But anyways, for today's video, I am going to be doing my go-to makeup look that I have been basically living in every single time I do my makeup for probably the past 6 to 8 weeks. It is so easy, it's effortless, and it's gonna look so beautiful on so many different skin tones, eye shapes, skin types. Anyone can rock this. Even though it's like full glam, it is really easy to achieve. So I thought that instead of doing my usual like luxury products, that I needed to switch it up and do something different. And it's just getting so like stagnant. It's the same thing. Too Faced Born This Way foundation, Shape Tape concealer, like my Hourglass Veil powder. It's all the same products, and yes, I love them, but it's just the same thing over and over. So I challenged myself to recreate the look that I do all the time when I just want to feel glam and pretty, but also make it easy for myself with all drugstore and affordable products so that I can share this with you, but make it more affordable for you. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you guys, I'm shook by how good this looks. I've actually been wearing this around my house for about 2 hours at this point. I went downstairs, I ate, had a little phone call, a little quick meeting, a little quick Skype session, and now I'm back to do my intro after I curled my hair and I'm sweating it completely off. And I just can't believe how good my makeup looks. I feel like it's getting better. Like over the last 2 hours, it just keeps looking prettier. Oh my gosh, my hair. I am like panicked right now and a little manic because Amber, who's one of my closest friends, she is actually in labor right now and about to have Isla. So I'm about to be headed to the hospital to see her and be with her while she delivers, and I cannot wait to meet this little girl. This is so exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna head out. I love you guys so much. If you wanna see how to get this affordable, effortless glam look that's become my go-to, then just keep watching. Okay, so here we are, totally barefaced. You know the drill. I'm going to start off with Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. This is a prime, correct, and set spray. So I'm just gonna drench my whole face in this before we go in with foundation. Then for foundation, I'm gonna go in with the Milani Conceal Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I love this foundation. I'm gonna go in with 06 Sand Beige. This is the darkest shade that I own, and I did use my Loving Tan Sunless Tanner last night, so I am pretty dark for me right now, so let's hope that this shade is going to make it happen. Let's see. Gosh, I love the way this foundation applies. It feels so high-end. It's my favorite from the drugstore, but keep in mind, I have not tried a ton. Like, I'm not a drugstore foundation connoisseur, I don't know all of it, but I love this foundation. This color is actually perfect. Like, this color matches my body better than my actual face matches my body. I think foundation is my favorite part of my entire makeup routine. Applying foundation, and then I think bronzer. What is your favorite step in your routine? And if you guys say brows, I'm gonna be shook because that is my least favorite. So tell me in the comment section down below what your favorite step is and what your least favorite step is, because I'm sure that everyone's is different, but mine, definitely foundation, least favorite. Eyebrows. Like, doing my eyebrows is just, it's miserable for me. If I could just have perfect eyebrows and never have to fill them in, I would do my makeup every single day, but I don't do my makeup because I dread doing my brows. Like, it's that dramatic. Like, that foundation looks so good on, and that's like such a thin layer too. Like, that was just one layer. It looks so good. What I love about this foundation is that it's the right amount of dewy for my skin. Like, it's not super matte, but it's not like oily type of dewy on me. It's just like this beautiful satin. But if you are someone who's really oily, you probably hate this foundation. It'd probably make you a total oil slick. But for someone who's on the drier side, it's so good. All right, so for concealer, I have 2 drugstore options that I like. And then I have one that's, actually I have 2 that are very inexpensive that I do like. The Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This I bought at Ulta. I've only used it twice. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But it was good. A lot of people said that it was a dupe to the Tarte Shape Tape. I didn't really find that it was a dupe. Honestly, it didn't really compare for me personally, but it was good. It just wasn't my absolute favorite. Another one that's really good is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I do like this one as well, but I do not have my shade in this for today. Another one is ColourPop. ColourPop is actually, I love their formula. It's really good, but I'm in the middle of changing my entire studio downstairs and there's makeup everywhere and I cannot find it. So the other one that I have is the Morphe one. Again, extremely inexpensive and so good. So this is what I'm gonna use today because I have my color in this one. Since I am like darker right now, I only have some fair shades in other ones, but this one, I have my color. And in the Morphe Concealer, I'm using the shade C2.65. This is a little bit lighter than my foundation because as always, I like to do a little bit lighter concealer just to bring that brightening kind of three-dimensional effect to the face. I'm just gonna go in and blend that out. This concealer is so full coverage, which is amazing. I feel like that's the hard part for me finding concealers that are inexpensive, and especially from the drugstore and Ulta, is a lot of them I have to build so much to get a full coverage outcome. Sorry guys. I have my phone on like high volume, so I'm sorry if it keeps going off, but I have to because Amber is in the hospital right now, starting to labor, which means that baby Isla is gonna be here probably today. And I'm waiting for that text telling me like, get your bitch ass to the hospital, it's happening. So if it does happen, this video is not gonna be ending. I'm gonna be running out of here literally like this. I'm just making it work. But yes, like I was saying, I feel like a lot of drugstore concealers, even when they're a great formula, they're not a full coverage. And I want a full coverage concealer. Like even when I want a more sheer, toned down look, like a day-to-day look, I still use my full coverage concealers, but I just do a tiny bit of them underneath my eye and then blend it out. I just prefer that more than a actual sheer concealer. But that's just me. That's just my personal preference. I'm so fussy right now because I really want to use the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder. This is the set plus smooth normal to dry, and I really love this powder, but I do not have my shade in it right now. All right, you guys, this is too much. So instead I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me loose setting powder. This is in the shade light medium. I'm hoping that it doesn't change the color of my foundation because it does have color, but we're gonna find out. You know what, we're just making it work since I don't have my shade in a lot of stuff right now. I'm the one who decided to spray tan last night and wasn't even thinking, so whatever. These are the consequences of my actions. I'll just do a really light amount of it. This is gonna be great, unless it oxidizes. Then it won't be so great. This powder is actually applying so nice and smooth. It is changing the color of my foundation a little bit, but we're gonna work with it. Ow! Just slammed my elbow into my table. And I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Pro HD Powder Contour Kit. And I'm going to go in with this yellow base shade right here in the bottom corner. And I'm gonna use that with the same beauty sponge to set my under eyes. I've never actually used this palette to set my under eyes, so we'll see how it goes. Ooh, love that. This actually looks really nice, like really nice. Absolutely. I feel like Makeup Revolution is a pretty good brand. Like, I hear a lot of good things about them, and the stuff that I've tried, like, I've actually really enjoyed. So that's really exciting to find a nice, inexpensive drugstore brand who's gonna give you good products. Okay, so now I'm gonna bronze the skin, and I'm gonna be using ColourPop bronzer. This was a collaboration with Alexis Ren, and the bronzer is called Topaz, which is such a beautiful bronzer. It looks like this, got a little highlighter next to it too, which the highlight really goes untouched by me, but the bronzer is so good. You guys have seen me use this a million times on my channel. And just with a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to run this all over, I said over, all over the cheeks to really warm this face up. I'm putting it all over the hairline, down by the temples, running it back over the cheeks again. I'm gonna grab a big fluffy brush like this guy right here. I'm not gonna contour my nose. I'm just gonna add the tiniest bit of warmth to the sides, just so that the nose doesn't go fully untouched and just sits there kind of sad and basic in the middle of the face. Just a little something like that. I learned this technique from Nicole, known as Lipstick Nick, who does my makeup on all my photo shoots. And anytime that we don't want like a contoured, structured look, she'll just kind of slap a little bronzer on, and it just makes it look put together and not so like left out and empty. I just got a text that Amber is at 5 centimeters. I'm freaking out. Oh my gosh, I gotta get through this video, people. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows. For my brows, I'm not gonna be using anything different than I normally do because, like I said, brows are the worst part of my makeup routine for me. So I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. This has been my go-to recently. I love this product. I'm pretty sure that NYX makes a brow pomade, but I don't own it. So Just pretend like this is a drugstore or like an inexpensive product. But you know how it is. There's some things that you're just like, don't mess with me. Don't even try to take this from me. Like, it's just not gonna happen. That's how I feel about my brows. I'm gonna speed through my brows and cut a lot of this out just because I need to do a full in-depth brow routine because it's just a lot and it's aggressive and I can't stand doing my brows. So I'm gonna just kind of skip past this and I'll be right back. I'm so stressed. She's at 5 centimeters and they're about to up her Pitocin and I'm like, this could happen any second.
You're like, I'm gonna start beating faster.
All right, brows are complete. So now we get to move on to, actually, what do I wanna move on to? I'm wondering if I wanna bake today. My bronzer looks kind of nice just how it is, but you know what, I'm still gonna bake. I gotta be extra, you know? To bake, I'm gonna use, again, the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in Fair, and I'm just gonna slap that on like we always do. I used this powder to bake in my drugstore first impressions, I believe. I've used it a couple of times, and it actually is really, really good. It's really intense. Like when you wipe it off, there's a distinct difference, so it does a really great job at baking. All right, just a little baking, you know, just like a little something, something, just to kind of clean up the face a pinch, and then we can move on. Where is my palette? Where is my, no really, I'm wasting time. There's a baby being born. Where's my This eye look that I'm about to do is the easiest, I'm out of breath because I just ran to go get my palette. Whew. But it's the easiest, like most go-to look for me. It's just like foolproof. I'm gonna be using my palette because it is super inexpensive and comes out to about $1 an eyeshadow, so absolutes. I'm gonna start off by going in with a fluffy brush in the shade Silk Cream right here. Sorry, I'm gonna use this mirror because I can't see myself that well in this one to do like more precise stuff. I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush, put that back and forth, windshield wiper motions in the crease, stamping it all along my entire outer lid area. And then once we get to the inner corner, I'm going much lighter. I don't want as much product on the inner as I do on the outer. Going back with a little bit more of that. The more you build it, the darker that shade is going to get. So I just continue to build it right there in the crease of my eye on the outer corner of the eye. And then repeat the same step on your left eye. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Pukey right here. This is another matte shade. Everything on today's eyes are going to be matte, which is why I love it so much. It's so easy. I'm gonna take Pukey and put it right over top of what we just did. You don't even need to do this, honestly. You could just use that one shade and move on, but you know me. When I have a palette sitting in front of me, I just wanna keep going. And then last shadow I'm gonna use on the lid is Mocha right here, which is just a darker, deeper brown. And with that shade, I'm just going to tap it right here, really, really lightly, and then slightly darken that up. I go in with an itty bitty bit at a time because I don't wanna make it too intense, I don't wanna get too much fallout, none of that jazz. So just a little bit at a time. And then just blend that into the inner corner a little bit, just slightly. Again, we want the inner corner to remain lighter than the outer. So that's it for the eye shadows on the upper lid. Now I'm gonna just take a white powder. I typically use my Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette, and I use just the whitest shade in there. Today I'm gonna go back with the Makeup Revolution palette that I use under my eyes. I'm gonna use this lightest shade right here on a little kind of like bear paw brush like that, like a little mini guy. This is Morphe M210, great little lid brush. Just picking that up like so. I'm just gonna pat that on the inner corner. Oh yeah, this is gonna work great. And I'm just going to pat that all on the inner corner of my eye. The Kat Von D one definitely has a little bit more pigment when doing this, but it's fine, we'll just build it. And then bring it up in here to really give that like bright, white, wide-eyed effect. Wow, that was like a tongue twister for me. And then bringing it to about the center of the lid. But once you get to this area, you're gonna have a lot less product on the brush because you want it to be a lot whiter, my goodness, whiter and more pigmented on the inner corner. And then you wanna just fade it away into that brown. All right, so next I'm going to apply liner, and I'm gonna be doing liner much different than I typically do. And this is something that I just started doing maybe a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, because anytime I think of liner, I think of bold winged liner. I think of something that's gonna take a lot of effort, making sure it's even, and it just stresses me out. And then one day, I felt like my eyes just look way too naked. I need some liner, but I don't wanna go through the process of the wing. So I just did a straight line with gel. It was so fast and it just brings so much more attention to the eyes. It makes you look so much more glam. So I'm kind of falling back in love with just that regular straight eyeliner, which I used to do every single day of my life several years ago, but it's like wings just became such a thing that it almost feels like wrong to not do a wing, you know? So I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Eye Studio Blackest Black gel liner right here. This has been my favorite gel liner for years. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know that it's like my #1. This one and the Morphe one are very similar and both very good. So whatever is sitting next to me is what I grab. So this might look kind of awkward because I'm gonna have to like bend down into my mirror unless I lift my mirror up, but that's still gonna be weird, right? Yeah. All I'm gonna do is just make a straight line across my eye, and that is it. This is actually really challenging to do this because I normally have my mirror like up here like this with me, so I'm like hunched so hard that I can't get my liner straight as quickly as I normally can. All right, so now that I have that, I'm going to prop my mirror up on something and do my other eye off camera so I can just get it done quickly. Okay, so now we have our liner done for the most part. When I'm off camera, my liner takes me maybe 3 minutes to do that because it's just 2 straight lines. And if you feel like you can't get a straight line, a great trick is to take a definer brush like this guy right here. This is one of my brushes. This is the JH43. Take a little black eyeshadow on this and then just go like this side to side. It'll make it a little bit smokier, but it's like foolproof. So just like smudge out your liner and make it really straight and just sleek looking. If you feel like you struggle, it'll make it easy. But now I'm just gonna throw on some mascara and then I will put on some false lashes. You do not have to do false lashes with this look though, so don't feel pressure. This is actually a great look just to curl your lashes and put on some mascara, walk out the door, but you know me, I'm gonna put on some falsies. So typically with this look, I would wear Batty B false lashes in the style F-Boy. They're my favorite. They're so beautiful. They're so wispy and so curly and just girly and flirty, but they are not inexpensive. I think they're like $18, $19 a pair and then shipping and all that. So I'm gonna be mindful of that and go with a more inexpensive pair. So let me pick which one because I have a few. All right, I've been spending the last few minutes off camera looking and going through all of my lashes that are inexpensive. And honestly, I'm just gonna go with my go-tos, which are Intoxicating by Flutter. The rest of them have just like really stiff bands and aren't the vibe for this look for me. And since I'm gonna be wearing this actually for the rest of the day and it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I wanna be comfortable. So I'm just gonna go with what I know, but use any lashes that you guys have and it will work with this look. I'm gonna wipe off my bake around my nose while I'm waiting for my lash glue to get tacky on me lash. Okay, so now that I have my lashes on, I'm going to apply some, just lost my total train of thought, some eyeshadow to my lower lash line. Yay! I'm gonna go in with a definer brush like this guy right here, and I'm gonna pick up my Ring the Alarm palette. I'm gonna go in with the shade Secret, which is a dark chocolatey brown. One of my favorite shades I've ever developed, actually. I love this shade. And I'm gonna just trace that right along my lower lash. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Mugshot right here in the center. Such a good shade. I use these 2 colors almost every single time I do my makeup, and you guys know if you watch my videos, that's true. And on a pencil brush, I'm going to just blend that out. I want my lash line on the lower to be smokier than my upper. I just think that it really brings a lot of attention to the eyes, and it also makes it look so easy for you to apply. It's so effortless to apply shadow on the lower lash line. All right, now I'm going to go in with this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner, and it is a pure white. I have actually not used these yet, so we're gonna see how it works. I'm gonna put it on my inner waterline and hope for the best. Oh yes, amazing pigmentation. Look at that, that's like pow. Absolutely. Look at how bright-eyed I am. Now I'm gonna scoop up my palette one more time, and I'm gonna go in with the first shade right here in Light, and I'm gonna use that to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. Just once again, for that bright eye effect. I'm not gonna do too much highlight though. I don't want it to be like, but I do want a little bit just to bring some attention. All right, now I'm going to just eliminate this bake down here. And look at this. Like, look at that Maybelline powder. Like, how much it really bakes and does its job. Like, you have to work a little extra with this powder because it really is so fantastic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get all of that off. I'm using kind of a stiff brush. And then that lower half of our face is gonna look so much more clean than it did previously. Gosh, I cannot get over how good my skin looks with this foundation and powder. Like, it looks good. I hope the camera is showing how good it looks. Okay, so now for blush. Can you guess which blush I'm going to use? It's my favorite drugstore blush of all time still. It's the Milani Luminoso, whichever. I love this blush so much. Just a pretty like corally, pinky, and it does have shimmer in it, but it's not obnoxious and it's not like glittery or gross. It's great. So pretty. It's just so subtle. All right, so now before I put on any highlight, and I'm actually gonna go really easy with my highlight today because I think this look is just so fresh and pretty and feminine like this. But I am gonna just go back with this, again, Makeup Revolution palette. I'm gonna go in with one of my brushes, a JH09, and I'm just gonna grab, again, these two shades, the two lightest, the yellow based and the more peachy, pinky, vanilla based. And I'm going to just run this over key areas of the face just to, again, bring certain areas forward. Hit a little under the eye. Okay, so then for highlight, I'm gonna take that exact same brush. There's so many highlights sitting in front of me that I could use, but I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder right here. Also the Maybelline Master Chrome, so beautiful. The Pixie by Petra, this one, gorgeous. There's a lot of really good ones. The Physicians Formula, this, so pretty. I'm gonna go with this one because I love this one, the absolute most. And I'm only gonna put this on the center of my cheeks, like right here. Just for a little extra something, but I'm not gonna take it up all over my face. I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm just gonna put it on the center and then a dab on my nose, because some things just never change. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just set my face. Now I'm going to put some mascara on my lower lashes. Okay, lower mascara is done, and I actually had to use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash, which is what I always use. I wanted to use the L'Oreal Voluminous, but the wand is just too thick, and I need a really skinny, thin wand when I'm applying my lower lash mascara. Otherwise, it just gets so clumpy, and it's just not the biz. So I use this instead. I don't have a drugstore, like inexpensive mascara that has a really skinny wand, so I'm sorry. Okay, last but not least is lips. Typically, I use a MAC lip liner, like MAC Strip Down is my go-to. Like I run through MAC Strip Down like crazy, but when it comes to inexpensive lip liners, I think hands down the best one that I have tried is Morphe. And I know that people are like, you're a Morphe robot. I really don't care because the brand is amazing and Morphe is doing a service to everybody by giving us bomb products for a very inexpensive cost. Cost? Price? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna use Sweet Tea by Morphe, which is a brown neutral. And these lip liners are so creamy, but they're not too creamy. Like, they remind me a lot of MAC, which are my favorites. And the way I typically do this when I use a lip liner is I make it the darkest on the outer edge of my lips. And then once I get to the center like this, I kind of put it like that. And I go in with my finger and I just kind of like smudge it out. All right guys, so this is the finished look, my go-to glam kind of moment that's affordable and actually really easy to do. And as you can see, it is minimal product. Now, not minimal like, oh, let me just throw on a face and run out the door and it'll take 10 minutes. No, no, no. If you guys want a genuinely easy 10-minute out the door look, which is just like concealer, mascara, a little brow, little situation here and there, I can do that for you. But this is definitely minimal product for a full glam face. You know what I mean? Other than that, that's it. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section down below. Oh my gosh, I need to go. I need to go watch a baby be born. I have to go. I love you. Goodbye.
Here we go, Auntie Jaclyn.
Oh my god. She's so much
so
smaller
cozy.
than any of the babies.